everybody, today we are talking about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, that is sunscreen. I had Charlie join me for this video. If you don't know, this is Charlie. He is my boyfriend. Charlie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Charlie. I make YouTube videos also, and it's more on like personal finance and entrepreneurship.
But I had Charlie with us today to test out sunscreens because he played a big role in my discovery with sunscreen. A question that I get a lot is, what is my favorite sunscreen? And I usually respond with my favorite sunscreens are Japanese sunscreens. Sunscreen is such a complicated topic because there are a lot of politics involved. Common names for the two different types of sunscreens are physical and chemical sunscreens. A lot of Asian sunscreens are chemical sunscreens. Chemical sunscreens also go by the name of organic sunscreens. Physical sunscreens are usually some type of zinc barrier. They'll also be more likely to leave a white cast or even have a thicker white cast. Chemical or organic sunscreens are less likely to do so, and commonly in the names you can find benzone. When people ask me what sunscreens they should be wearing, I always say the best sunscreen is the sunscreen that you can apply every day, multiple times a day. Ideally, find something that you enjoy. Otherwise, we're not going to wear it so much. One of my favorite sunscreens is Biore UV, and for Black Friday, I got a lot of different types of sunscreens from overseas, and I got different types of Biore UVs for us to try out. They are from different areas or different countries, so I wanted to test them out and see how different they are, and I also want to compare them to some other types of sunscreens. So the main reason why I had Charlie join me on this video is because as a skincare girlfriend, I really wanted Charlie to take care of his skin. And to take care of your skin, the first and most important step is to wear sunscreen. Charlie, do you want to talk about your experience with sunscreen before you found a sunscreen that you like?
Yeah, I mean, Jazz really told me like the importance of sunscreen. I had no idea that was like the most important thing you have to wear. But for me, and I think for my family, and probably a lot of you guys out there, you probably don't like putting on sunscreen because it like leaves that weird paste like feel on your face, which I personally really don't like. So that was like a limiting thing that really made me not want to put on sunscreen. But the ones that you were able to find me, right, like they don't feel as bad on your skin. And like you said, like if I wear it, then that's the best sunscreen. So
I think a lot of people struggle with texture issues. It can be really overwhelming and feel really yucky. Especially if we don't like the feel of a white cast, we probably won't put very much on, and the amount of sunscreen that we put on is also very important. But this is gonna be more of a lighthearted video and we're really just trying out sunscreens. All right, let's just start opening these first.
Cool.
So let's just open them all up.
Honestly, when you told me how much money you spent on sunscreen, I was like, what? How is that even possible?
Sunscreen is really expensive, and honestly, sunscreen is a luxury. Charlie is more picky than I am with sunscreen, so I'm interested to hear his thoughts. So what we have unpackaged here, these are all different types of Biore UV sunscreens. Now, for sunscreens that we find overseas, instead of SPF, they have PA++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++ protection. So the first one, it's a little different than the others. It looks the same to me.
To put on my face?
Yeah, if you want to.
There's no more light outside, but try on my face.
I kind of want to keep them in line though. First thing I'm gonna say with this one is when you twist this, the tube kind of twists. It's a little uncomfortable. Just the packaging for this soft Biore UV. Oh, the packaging for this is better in my opinion, but there's a little difference. You can see it's almost not white casty, but there's like, not a powder either, but there's a difference in the consistency that I'm not used to seeing with Biore UV. Oh my God. Thank you, thank you. That's good, that's good. This one, you can kind of see the little pellets in the texture. And I really don't know how long these have been on the shelf. I don't know how long these have been kept in storage. I have no idea, so we're really just trying them out to see which ones we like for that reason. They all smell really good to me. These two, so these two are not as clear, and I really prefer that clear texture. So I'm gonna eliminate these 3.
Whoa.
And I think these are the same. They're probably just from different countries. Like, I think like one with Singapore.
Yeah, the languages on the back are different. So this one's what is that? Japanese, and this one's Chinese. Oh. But since I'm Chinese, I am going to try the Chinese one. Okay. I mean, I think it feels good. It feels cool to the touch.
I don't know if you remember, but originally you didn't like the smell of this. The smell was a little bit stronger than your favorite sunscreen.
Actually, this is kind of like sticky.
Yeah, a little tacky.
I think it's stickier than the other one. This one that I put on.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe I just put on a different amount, but that's my initial impression.
I want to see.
How much are these bottles? You know?
Like maybe anywhere from like 8 to 15. 8 to 20.
Okay. Not too bad, but more expensive than Banana Boat. Is that what it's called?
True, but when we compare them to like really great sunscreens in the US, like I think in the US we consider Supergoop to be a really stellar sunscreen brand, and those sunscreens are really expensive. They're like $35 to over $50, and so under $20 is really inexpensive for sunscreens. You want to feel these two? This is the Chinese one. This is the I think I just tested these two. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this one is a little like glycerin sticky, and glycerin, it kind of has like a nourishing like feel to it. This one's a little smoother. Let me feel, which one's that? The long one. Yeah, that's actually a good contender. Let me feel it. No, let me feel it on you. What'd you put here?
Yeah.
Actually, now this one feels a little lighter. This one goes on smoother at first. This one feels a little lighter after. These three are all the winners. I'd say the packaging for this one sells me a little bit more. It just looks a little different, so I think it's fancier. So I'd probably think this was the fancier product. But these three are great. I'd probably use these on my body, like my neck and chest.
Cool. So I'm going to take this one then.
Okay. Just because it has. Why? Why are you taking that one?
What are we gonna say?
Just because it has the language you're familiar with? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see the next one.
Okay. This is Skin Aqua, and I commonly confuse this with Biore UV because of the packaging, but it's pink, and I like pink. Whoa, this has like a purple, it looks like yogurt. There's like a purple tint to it. You see, it's purple, right? It looks purple.
Yeah. Whoa.
It smells, it probably has some type of fragrance in it. Yeah, this one has more of a fragrance in it. I'd say the experience of this is gonna be really nice if your skin does well with fragrance. And most people's skin do well with fragrance, just so you know. You wanna try it?
Sure. Yeah, it's like purplish.
I like the packaging. It feels a little more robust.
Yeah, it looks really good. Feels good too. Cool.
This is Sunprise. A lot of these I see on Instagram on those grid type posts comparing different sunscreens and skincare products. Ooh. Here.
So you only get SPF 50? Why is that?
On the Japanese sunscreens?
Yeah.
That's just how they label it.
They're all SPF 50? You can't get lower ones?
You can get lower ones, but it's kind of complicated because in Asia, I'd say they're better measured by the PA++. And so this is actually 3 PA+. The SPF, the sun protection factor. So this is why sunscreen gets really political, especially in the past 2 years. A lot of Asian sunscreen was tested by third-party testing labs, and they were found to not have the SPF that was advertised. And so it was a really big deal. A lot of people felt kind of betrayed.
So what's the difference between the SPF rating and the PA rating?
It's just how they measure it. I don't know too much into the true research of it, but it's just how they measure it. I'd say I would categorize Asian sunscreen by their PA++ better than, it's not quite, we don't know exactly how reliable the SPF 50 is. Not saying that Asian sunscreens are unreliable. Sunscreens in general, they're a really political and controversial topic. I don't know if you remembered, but there was a benzene kind of panic with sunscreens this year. I don't know if you remember, but we were in Hawaii and I was looking at this list that shared that benzene, which was kind of a contamination issue, was found in higher percentages than allotted in US sunscreen and sun balm products.
Interesting.
Yeah, so even like aloe, it was just sunscreen people get really, really worked up on. So it's a really controversial topic. So I don't know too much along the details of SPF and PA+++, but I'm just gonna stick with the PA rating and not the SPF rating.
So how is this one?
I like it. It feels a little more, it's still very thin, but it feels a little more rich on my skin. It's still clear, it's very thin and smooth, but it feels a little more like a nourishing moisturizer on this part of my hand. I actually really like that. It feels a little bit more like skincare than it does sunscreen. I thought we would try your favorite next.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Farmer.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I found this sunscreen off SokoGlam. SokoGlam is a website mostly for K-beauty, but I believe Thank You Farmer is a Japanese beauty brand. And this was Charlie's favorite sunscreen. So let's see how you like it compared to what you've tried so far.
Okay.
I'd say smell it too, because I think the smell is a big factor for you as well.
Yeah. Don't like the sunscreen smell at all. It smells a little bit like sunscreen, but it's not bad. This is the one that I've like recommended to a lot of my friends. It's
a little pricier than the other sunscreens that we're going through.
Honestly, I can't tell the difference. So, yeah. It's more expensive though, so right?
It is more expensive.
Okay, so it's probably better.
You think it's better because it's more expensive?
Why would it be more expensive?
I'm really excited to try this one. It's the Biore UV Super Water 50 Gel. I don't know exactly announce the name, but I'm excited to try this one. I already have an idea. This one is very inexpensive, and to me, I'm already thinking about using this for my body rather than for my face. So let's try it out. That's like my stigma.
So this one also has Japanese on the back.
I think most of them will. They're mostly from Japan.
Wait, so if you buy this, you can't buy this in the US?
No, you can't buy this in the US because, or you actually can't sell this in the US. You can buy it from overseas because in the US, they only approve specific type of filters for sunscreen.
This is cool because there's like this little protective thing that makes it so you can't push down on it accidentally. So I think it comes off. Yep.
A lot of people in the skincare world talk about sunscreen in the US as a little bit more outdated. It has a lotion smell to it. You know that typical body lotion smell? It has that lotion smell, but it's so thin.
Actually, this smells less like sunscreen than this for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's really affordable.
How much is
that?
Like
$8 or something.
Oh, wow.
I don't know at the top of my head, but it's pretty affordable.
All right. Frugal Charlie likes this one so far.
It's really hard to get a hold of their nice sunscreens at Sephora because they always sell out. I don't exactly know. So I'm just gonna do this. While we're opening that, let's also open the Sun Stick. The rules for adequate skin protection is to apply a minimum SPF 30 if you struggle with hyperpigmentation, ideally SPF 50, and reapply this every 2 hours. So reapplying sunscreen gets really difficult because if we're wearing makeup throughout the day, if we are out and about throughout the day, it's really difficult to reapply sunscreen. So I got a couple options to help with reapplication.
It seems like a lot of these are watery.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're supposed to be watery. I like this one. This one feels good. Okay.
I would try this one for around my eyes. Sometimes sticks don't budge as much, but sticks also risk the possibility of not applying enough sunscreen. So for the face, I really like 3 finger lengths of sunscreen. And make sure you're not rubbing that down your neck and down your chest. You should be getting more sunscreen to apply to your neck and to your chest. Straight to the forehead. It feels good. This feels really smooth to me. I think the skincare world really doesn't like contamination issues. And it's interesting because the makeup world doesn't mind. Like if you have a dropper and you touch it on your skin, it's okay for makeup. But for skincare, it's like a major sin. So we are touching this to our skin, so we could have some bacterial growth. But everything should have preservatives, and this is why preservatives are good, and I'm really not worried about bacteria, and I'm not worried about preservatives as well. Another controversial topic. Let's go do these 2. Actually, so these are 3 random sunscreens. We're just gonna open them up. These 3 I got just based on the packaging and the presentation. So this Frugia, this is a Korean sunscreen.
Derived from fruit. Does it smell like fruit?
I think that's the brand.
Oh.
Not the sunscreen, but I could look at the ingredients. No, I can't.
Okay.
This does have fragrance in it. Smells really good. It feels really good. A little more of a lotion-y feel once you start to rub it in. Let's see this one. Light and refreshing.
I'm gonna start putting on my leg.
Yeah. Super mild.
So what I've gotten from this is that all sunscreens are pretty much the same, as long as they're like over $5.
They are really similar. I don't know if I would call them the same. These two feel the same for me. This one is just slightly thicker. I think every single one of these could go on my face except for those first like 3, the ones that I ruled out. Those I would use for body. But they're all performing really well. So just because it's called Essence doesn't mean it's clear. A lot of them are still white. They rub on very clear. This is very, very light. This is probably the lightest feel.
This one has aloe and green tea.
Yeah. It feels almost like it comes out white like a sunscreen, but it feels more like an aloe gel type product. Did you try it?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. Moringa aloe green tea. So this is very soothing, but it's tiny. So this is a skincare brand that's a little bit more expensive with some of their products, but we are trying their Sun Milk and their Cushion SPF. I'm really excited to try some cushions. This is Misha. I pronounce it Misha.
Is this a sunscreen?
Yes,
Oh.
It's a sunscreen compact. So this is helpful to apply over makeup.
So there's this like little pad thing. Don't know what that's for.
Let's try this one first.
Okay.
Ooh, this one is very watery.
Oh yeah.
This also has
Whoa.
a very lotiony smell to it, like body lotion.
No, it smells like baby powder.
Yes, that baby powder smell. This smelled
exactly
like
good.
body lotion, not baby powdery, and this one has more of a baby powdery lotion smell. But it's very runny, very liquidy.
So if you guys are into smelling like babies, this is gonna be a good one for you.
I'm gonna smell it first.
Looks weird. What is that?
This also has like a slight babyish smell to it. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip my finger into it first. Let's just straight up contaminate this. Okay, so this is makeup-y. You can put this on,
So
but
you dip it like that?
yeah, don't dip it though.
Okay.
No, don't dip it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh. This is probably cover up pimples.
You could use it as that, but I think when people who watch who cover up pimples, it's more like a concealer or foundation situation, or like using green to bounce the reds type of ordeal. I'm not a fan of tinted SPF. I think for those who, to feel comfortable going out, need something on their skin, this is really helpful. No.
Only a little bit.
I know.
Cool. So it's gonna smell like a baby, and then if you want to use makeup.
And then I got 2 more sun compacts. These I've seen on TikTok a lot. I'm really excited for this.
So since we're opening, like we just opened like 30 bottles of sunscreen, is it gonna go bad faster?
Probably.
Oh man. This is really pretty.
10 out of 10 for presentation. This is gorgeous. But let's leave this here. I'm pretty excited for this sunscreen. This I see compared a lot to the Biore UV, and I hear it smells a little less chemically than the Biore UV, so I've been wanting to try this for a long time. I actually got 2 of these for my baby sisters.
Oh, cool.
Just because I think it's cute. And look, it says mermaid. Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
It's cute. So I wanted to try this for a really long time, but it is really small.
50 grams?
Yeah, a lot of them are 50 grams. You want to try it?
But make sure your knee is properly protected.
I don't have anything to say. They all feel really good. And I don't struggle with making decisions. I'm a very decisive person.
So, which one are you going to be using?
I want to open this one first.
All right.
Wow, this is very fancy. This is it. So, my one con is that this looks really small. Oh gosh, I don't even want to touch it.
That is so cool. That looks like...
So this is like if you had a stick of sunscreen in here. It's a little bit more creamy than a stick of sunscreen, but I don't think I would use the applicator to apply this sunscreen. I would just try to like rub and get this on. So I think the issue with this is that you would not get a lot of sunscreen on your face from this, not enough to protect, but it's better than nothing. I was really excited for this, but I don't know exactly how much I would use this in real life.
All right, Jazz, so out of all these, which one do you like the best right now?
I think I knew I was gonna like this one. This one performed much better than I thought it would. I actually didn't like this as much as I thought I would.
It only smells like baby powder.
Yeah. This did much better than I thought it would. I think these would be, sorry. I think these would be my pick to use first on my face. This is the one that was slightly purple and had a nice fragrance smell to it, but not too overwhelming at all. This one, I think I'm biased because I was looking forward to using this one and it performed well, so I like it, and the packaging is really cute. This was very creamy and just performed a lot better than I thought it would, as did this one, but this one's a little more lotiony, especially that lotion smell. But I would be open to using it for my face. I thought before I would just be using it for my body, so I'm pretty happy with this one. And then of course my go-to. I think after trying everything, the Biore UV had always been my go-to, but I think there are so many other options that even perform slightly better than the Biore UV. So that was encouraging. How about you? Which ones would you pick?
Well, I'm gonna stick with this for now since I've been using it for a long time.
I think for skincare in general, guys really like familiarity.
But I think you have to do like a more long-term test of these, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're not acknowledging the day-to-day wear, what it's like, especially under a mask, what it's like under makeup, pilling. There are a lot of factors that we're not accounting for. This is just a first impression, picking our favorites.
Oh, I like this one too because it's cheap. And, you know, like every time I use a little bit of this, I'm like, ooh, that was like 25 cents, you know. This one, you can use it generously and it won't break the bank.
So that was our review of 20 sunscreens from Asia. Thank you everybody for watching, and please subscribe, like, and comment if you have any questions about sunscreens. See you later.